Hey, you. Hey, you over there. There will be no smoking during the recording of or the listening to this episode.
Welcome to the Licensed to Live show, where professionals, doctors, champions, VIPs, attorneys, and those in public office discover strategies that help you restart and gain what is lost when you find yourself accused. If another has doubted your integrity, questioned your credentials, or caused your actions to come under scrutiny, you are in the right place. On the other hand, if you have never felt the knot in the pit of your stomach when legal papers are served, the heartbreak of disappointing your family when the lock clicks shut on handcuffs, or had to appear before a board of review, then be aware, the longer you serve, the more likely you are to find yourself under the microscope of those who judge. Prepare yourself for this uncomfortable possibility. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jarret Patton.
Welcome to episode 46 of Licensed to Live. My name is Dr. Jarret, and I am your host for our journey together today and every day or night you choose to listen to this show. If you or anyone you know has been dissed by the healthcare system, that's disengaged, disillusioned, dissatisfied, disgruntled, please invite them to join us along this journey. Just go to Apple Podcasts or anywhere you listen to your podcasts and subscribe to Licensed to Live. Now, I'd love to get feedback on the show. You guys have given me lots of great feedback and left some comments and left your ratings. I would appreciate you guys to take the time out and just give a rating to the episode and give me feedback so I can make sure I provide you with the most up-to-date information about career and life changes. Professionals must be lifelong learners to remain at the top of their game. There will always be new research, technology, and science to move any industry forward. In fact, those areas that don't improve upon the currently available technology will ultimately fail or become obsolete. Investments are made in research and development, which can propel a company forward to stay ahead of the curve. If these investments aren't made, failure will be the ultimate end result. Across the world, Amazon, Google, and Samsung tend to top the charts on their expenditures of research and development. That's R&D. These companies spend over $15 billion each a year on their R&D. $15 billion. This can be a staggering number when you think about it. However, it shouldn't be a surprise since these are some of the most recognizable and advanced brands in their categories. If we look at Samsung specifically, back in 2016, you may remember a rash of cell phone battery fires and explosions that rocked the cell phone industry. This led to horrible media press, bad publicity, poor outcomes, and would seem to lead to certain disaster for the company. You may recall that even airlines didn't want Samsung phones on their planes. This enormous product disaster would seem to destroy a company altogether. I mean, who would want to buy a cell phone that could explode and catch on fire on airplanes? Well, in this case, Samsung went on to recall their batteries and devices and went on to correct the problem. What else did they do? They dramatically increased their R&D spend, which had been sliding over the preceding years. Not only did they increase their spending, they took it up to about 2.5 times what they spent about 10 years ago. This significant investment is leading them to remain one of the biggest companies in cell phones and electronics today. Now, before you say to yourself, when did Licensed to Live become a technology review show? Is Dr. Jarret a product reviewer? Will he be talking about the best headphones to listen to his podcast? No, not at all. So I was the Masters of Ceremony at the Medicanopposium down in Tampa recently. Tampa is a very nice city, and I hope to get to spend some more time there the next time I go back. Any of you guys in the Tampa area that are listening, tweet me a Tampa must-do list if anybody's out there. And you can tweet me at Dr. Jarret. That spell out the word doctor, J-A, 2 R's, 1T. I really know what I can do down there. It looks like a great town. But anyway, as the MC, I was in front of a group of doctors that were investing in their own R&D. They were learning about medicinal cannabis, mainly in relation to the newest and latest science updates and the laws and statutes as they are in Florida. They were learning lots about the endocannabinoid system and how medical marijuana can help their patients. And when you think about it, many of us did not train in a time where marijuana was looked at as a medication. When I looked in my over 20 years old Harrison's textbook, the section on marijuana was actually in the drugs of abuse section. The not even a full page section discussed the prevalence of the drug, the cutting edge medicine that was, and the biggest piece of this was them describing how blunts had become popular in urban neighborhoods across the country. And for those of you that don't know what blunts are, they are marijuana-filled cigars. So they went on to talk about acute and chronic intoxication and what the physical effects are. Then they moved on to LSD. No big deal. So going to a conference is nothing unusual to our profession. In fact, many people invest in their professional development from time to time. However, in this case, it is very different. Most of the crowd was learning something that was not covered in medical school. It wasn't covered in their residency training, and they really had very old knowledge about marijuana in their head. And honestly, there are a lot of subjects that aren't covered in medical school. How to deal with a medical board, how to deal with problematic patients, how to start a business, how to deal with malpractice, how to deal with job offers, maybe even how to quit a job, and many other questions that we have covered here on License to Live or will soon cover on License to Live. The problem is that we are trained to be a one-trick pony. This is especially true of physicians. We are trained to take care of patients in the inpatient and outpatient setting. Therefore, seeing patients becomes our main objective. In fact, many people become devastated when something interferes with that implied, or maybe it's given to us, purpose, seeing patients. After all, things in life happen. Illness, aging, maybe you were arrested on false pretenses like I was. Whatever the case, because your purpose has been given to you, well, seeing as many patients as you possibly can, we think that's all we are good for. We tend to carry ourselves as physicians first and humans, or maybe individuals, second. And all too many times we can't see beyond that label that was placed on us. Our purpose is larger than simply helping people by seeing patients. There may be many other things that are driving our purpose, but because our training is so rigid, we don't have time to think about these things. There are many things deep within us that may drive us, and we don't get to act on them. We're too focused on seeing that next patient. This leads us to have a less than desirable career where we always feel unfulfilled or have burnout or moral injury or simply want to give up. So what if you want to do something else with your career? People have gone on to have a much more fulfilling life after they go to do something that matches their purpose. I have tried and will continue to try to highlight these types of cases to help those out who are trying to do things differently. Many episodes of License to Live are designed to highlight how others have pursued different avenues in their career. Many of these changes have occurred when something dramatic has happened to them or their family. I intend to share many more of these stories in upcoming episodes, so stay tuned. I have a lot of great interviews already lined up and in production, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and we're there. But this is intended to give you all the hope, and perhaps you may even take action on something that you've always wanted to do as a primary job or even as a side job. Perhaps you will find inspiration in someone else as they achieve their dream, and your life won't be so bad if you could just make a similar change. Do something that you have passion for. Do something that makes you feel good. Make that change. Making a change may take a commitment on your part. You do have to take action. But if you're feeling less than fulfilled in your current career, it's important to take that action. Get the courage to make a change and find that place that you are looking for. Invest in your own R&D.
Licensed to live.
And now a word from our sponsor. If you feel unfulfilled in your career, the Licensed to Live coaching program is exactly what you need to get back on track. Looking at your background, purpose, goals, and objectives, we craft a plan that will serve you for years to come as you accomplish your goals. We look at finances, confidence, credibility, business strategies, and many other things to help you create freedom and fulfillment while obtaining your own license to live. Unlike other programs that focus on mindset, empowerment, or leadership development, the License to Live program is designed specifically for you. Each program is carefully individualized to give you exactly what you need to attain the next level in your career or business. This is not a program to simply get you from one job to the next. The License to Live program is designed to help you free yourself from the handcuffs that tend to hold you back. This month, we are giving away free coaching sessions. You can get your free coaching session with me, Dr. Jarret, at timewithdrjarret.com. Simply go to timewith, spell out the word doctor, JA2RSE1T.com. Remember, fire starters, if you or anyone you know has been disengaged, dissatisfied, disillusioned, disgruntled, disenfranchised with healthcare, please invite them to join us along this journey. Simply go to your favorite podcast place and subscribe to Licensed to Live. And while you're there, please rate this episode and give me honest feedback so I make sure I provide you with the most up-to-date information about career challenges and life changes. And don't forget to get that free coaching session at timewithdrjarret.com. See you next time.
No matter how disheartening the moment of accusation sounds, how deep the pain of immobilization stabs, or how bleak your future looks, no one can take away your license to live. Keep Dr. Jarret's expertise handy and unlock your future. Go to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or another podcast player and subscribe right now to Licensed to Live. See you next time.